So I've been delving a bit deeper into the audiophile hobby and started getting curious about pad swapping. This led me to purchase a couple of Dekoni ear pads to see what they were about. After they arrived, the only thing on my mind was the price. Man, I can digest $50 for ear pads, 20% of the price of my headphones, but $100? Hell nah. I would rather buy a new pair of the Edition XS, sell my old pair for about $100, and then pay $100 for the new ear pads and the headphones. So this got me thinking, how would third-party ear pads perform? Specifically, how do AliExpress ear pads compare to Dekoni ear pads? And how do they both compare to the stock ear pads? Are Dekoni ear pads worth it? Should you just pick up a pair from AliExpress? Or should you just buy a new pair of headphones every 2 years and sell your old ones? Let's find out. I placed 2 ear pad orders from Dekoni, velour and hybrid. Starting with the build quality, the Dekoni ear pads didn't alter the sound much. They felt very well built. The plastic ring that has the mounting clips deliver a satisfying snap when clicked into place. The cushions they use was a huge upgrade over the stock pads. Dekoni offers you a 2-year warranty, measurements, and a good overall experience. The 2 pads I ordered came in at about $150. It's pretty steep, but the quality was there. On AliExpress, I placed 2 orders. For the first, I ordered 2 pairs of ear pads from the store called CP Yang Store. One was a velour hybrid, and the second was a fenestrated sheepskin for the Edition XS. Pretty doubtful that it's real leather, but if it lasts, does it matter? For the second transaction, I ordered 2 ear pads, one velour and one fenestrated sheepskin for the Focal LX from the store called Poyatu, if that's how you pronounce it. When I unboxed the ear pads from the CP Yang store, I was severely disappointed during my initial impression. The materials felt good, but they weren't as good as Dekoni. And in addition to that, the plastic ring that houses the clips that mount the ear pad to your headphones felt flimsy. More on that in a second. But overall, they were a decent upgrade over the stock pads material-wise. I opened the second pair and found a weird battery inside a plastic bag. The bag had a sticker that clearly read Focal pad replacement, but I received the battery. What? Anyways, I filed a replacement request on AliExpress, but the merchant wants me to ship this weird battery back. Make it make sense. Anyways. The quality was good from the singular pair of LX ear pads I received from Poyatu. I could tell it's not real leather, but the cushion was similar to the stock LX pads, and the plastic mounting ring felt just as solid as the stock pads. After my initial impressions, I handed my partner a pair of the Dekoni pads and the AliExpress pads from the CP Yang store. I asked her which were the premium pair and which were the knockoffs. She actually picked the AliExpress pads, which was surprising. She doesn't have the same bias that I do with what I already know about the pads, so her impressions may be more accurate. I then asked her to choose again, but this time I handed her the stock Focal pads and a pair from Poyatu. She said this was a lot harder to pick, but she ultimately figured out which were which since she's seen the stock LX pads. Though I will say that I agree with her on the Focal pads. Poyatu delivered. Except for the second pair that was a replacement battery. Moving on to the sound. All of the Dekoni pads remove the harshness off the treble that I actually quite like on the Edition XS. And the major differences all lie in the bass shelf. The materials they use are top quality. Everything was as expected, which can't be said for the pair from CP Yang. First off, they ship a cloth over the ear pad opening, which I cut out since the Edition XS already has a thin cloth over the driver to protect them from dust. This included cloth is nice, but unnecessary. The mounting process was poor. The ear pads would not clip on properly and could be wiggled off of the headphones. This was the deal breaker. The sound was pretty similar to stock. The materials were an upgrade, but if they don't stay on the headphones, then what use are they? If CP Yang had made the plastic ring stronger and made the spacing between the mounting clips more precise, then I could recommend these. But because the plastic was so flimsy, I broke them while applying pressure. The second pair with the fenestrated sheepskin was a bit stiffer, but I could see a point of pressure where they would inevitably give. I cannot recommend any ear pads from CP Yang due to poor quality control. The materials were good and the sound was as expected, but they are poorly built and will either not last or will break on you while installing or removing them during sound comparisons. On the other hand, Poyata did much better, but they also failed to ship me the right product. They shipped a freaking battery. While the sound quality was good, it's a gamble whether you'll actually get what you order from this store. All this to say, AliExpress pads can be worth it. It's just hard to figure out who you're buying from. CP Yang is a no. Avoid the seller. Poyata has good quality pads, but they can't seem to fulfill orders correctly. I bought 4 ear pads on AliExpress for the price of one from Dekoni. Out of these 4 ear pads, only 3 were delivered. And from those 3, only 1 was good. So wrapping this up, if you have cheap headphones, it's worth taking a gamble on the AliExpress pads. But if you have expensive headphones, I'd just play it safe and order from Dekoni. The real money saver is to keep a tab on your phone of their open box inventory. Once they restock the open box options, snag a few. That's my recommendation. Shout out to Sai from unheardlab.com. They had measurements on the Edition XS with Dekoni pads and AliExpress pads. Super grateful for their measurements on Squiglink.